Hey guys, and welcome to the tier list update for 5.16. Just a quick note before we do start. This update was meant to go out yesterday. Sorry for the delay, but had a bit of an incident on Thursday night. Blood pressure really affected me massively, to the point where I couldn't see for a while. So yeah, luckily everything's okay. Everything's all hunky-dory, so no need to worry. Just didn't want to do the tier list update after that happened. Just need to go to bed and, rest up for the rest of the day. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Tier list update, as you do know, is going to be done based on SPL level play. Taking most of the consideration is European meta, although it will take some consideration into North American meta. Some consideration into the... Thank you, Windex. I need to turn those notifications off. For some reason, they always turn themselves on. We do have to consider as well the SGS, as well as SMITE Global Series, as well as the minor league, the high end of the minor league. Those will all be taken into consideration, but again, primarily focused on European SPL play. So, let's get started. First off, Freya is going to be moving down to S+. I thought she was going to be played in multiple roles. I thought she was going to be played in ADC, in mid, and in jungle. Only being seen played in mid so far, so her picks and bans viability, whilst she's still absolutely phenomenal and you want to pick her every single time, you know where she's going. You lock yourself into that role, so her picks and bans strength is a bit weaker than expected. It's going to be moving out to S+ as well with the incoming nerf. Don't think it hurts her too much, if at all. Just a slight loss of damage can affect her mid-game kill potential slightly, I feel. Next up, Artemis, going to be moving down to S-. Has not seen the amount of play that would suggest that she is an S+ god, and that's because there's a heavy focus on dual lane right now. With solo lane just being Guardians, with Guardian's Blessing, looking at the waves, not really touching each other, or mages, like Baron Samedi. There's just a lot more focus and a lot more need to be put on the dual lane, especially with the changes to the experience bonus that you do get if you are the lowest level on the team. Getting your support into a good position for the game can make him really difficult to kill and really difficult to deal with. So Artemis just isn't as safe as she used to be. Next up, moving down, is also going to be Baron Samedi. He is going to be joining Artemis down in S-. Why are you over there? In S-. Still controls the game from ahead. Still does absolutely phenomenal and still one of the top picks out there. But the removal of the slow immunity hurts him a lot. Yeah, you get a nice speed boost, you get a nice cleanse of your slow, but then you just slow him down again. And then he's caught by himself completely. And also his team is caught because they no longer have slow immunity as well. His utility has gone down a lot because of that one change. I still think he will be picked, I still think he'll be viable, still think he'll be really strong, just not as dominant as he used to be, not a top pick as he once was. Cullen is going to be moving down. He's going to be moving down to S-. Just a small change for that berserking warrior. He's moving down because, as I mentioned, solo lane is just people with Guardian's Blessing because Warrior's Blessing isn't that great anymore. So Cullen's pressure and Cullen's viability goes down because he does not want to buy Guardian's Blessing. He wants to go aggressive. He wants to play on the front foot. And you can't really do that into somebody with Guardian's Blessing. You're going to start to fall behind even if you get off the invades because they're just going to be a bit more resilient, a bit more there in the mid-game. So Cullen moves down slightly. That's sort of the reason why you haven't been seeing him picked at all, just because, well, Guardians and Baron Samedi are there. He doesn't really have a good matchup with the Baron Samedi as well, which is why you don't really see him being picked up against him. Naja is also going to be moving down just a tier for now. Removal of the power from his passive means he no longer just instantly wins lane from the support or instantly kills you if you find you in the jungle. He'll still catch up to you and still beat you the fuck down. Don't get me wrong, because the extra movement speed is absolutely absurd. But the removal of power does hurt his early game a fair bit. Next up, gonna have 3 gods moving at the same time, although for different reasons. Hel and Aphrodite are going to be moving down to their A tier. Big drop down for them healers. They really can't get Guardian's Blessing in solo lane. They could do, but They really don't want to. They want to have Warrior's Blessing because they are squishy as fuck. And they just can't buy Guardian's Blessing because they'll just die. They want to get the pressure off, they want to get ahead, they want to keep you under your tower, and you can't really do that these days. Besides, with the amount of viability there is in anti-heal items these days, you have junglers like Bakasura being picked up a lot more, Spoilers he is moving up, you have junglers like Naja being picked up, Hombats even, you have a lot of Hunters being picked up in the mid lane, they can go for Toxic Blade. Another item is viable now in the meta because of the way it's being played, and that just stifles healers a lot more. So healers are moving down, and Discordia is going to be moving down as well, down to A+. Just, we haven't seen enough game time for Discordia to warrant her being that high up. I feel that she is still strong, but with the fact that you are basically rushing Book of Thoth on everybody these days, she is a lot more susceptible to being killed. Her pressure is really weak, and you want pressure in the mid lane these days because of just how much focus you have to put onto that left-hand side of the map. Kronos is going to be moving down with Discordia to A+. Haven't seen the game time with the big C-man right there. And yeah, same thing as always, the dual lane. You need pressure in mid, so you can't really play mid. You could do if you are energy, but you know, even they haven't touched Kronos yet. And in the dual lane position, you're just gonna get focused, you're gonna get out pressured, you're gonna lose all your buffs, and you're just gonna, you know, fall flat on your face and not get to the late game where you want to be. So Kronos' late game prowess is stifled by the fact that you are investing a heavy risk to actually pick him and take him towards that place. Bellona is going to be moving up to S-. As you all know, Berserker's Shield got released. Bellona was the one that needed it the least, I feel. She already had great sustain, good pressure with the AoE Bludgeon at level 1. Just able to out-pressure pretty much everybody in the lane if you picked her. Even proxy farm between the tier 1 and tier 2 towers. If you were really that ballsy, if you had, like, I don't know, a Baron as your opposition and it takes a lot to come online, like a Kali in the jungle. You could get away from that, or a Nemesis, because you just get slice and dice at level 1, you just sprint away from that. You could proxy farm between the tier 1 and tier 2. Like, Bellona was fine, but with Berserker Shield now, she's absolutely not fine. She will rush that item and then beat you down with it. There's nothing much you can do to stop it. In a similar vein, Osiris is going to be moving up to S- as well. Again, because of the Berserker Shield, his lack of a confirmable CC means he can't really be played in the jungle. So I'm going to keep him here for now. We might see him move up even further if his domination comes back. Bakasura is going to be moving up to A+. We have seen him a bit more in the SPL. He's not been picked up enough to warrant a move even higher, but I still feel like he's a fantastic player. I still feel like he can do work. If you do pick him, he just has insane movement speed with the items available. Hasten Katana, Atalanta's Bow, just any of the katanas really. You can build anything. And you just build boots as well, and like all of a sudden you're a fucking race car. With sprint as well, you're uncatchable. With your passive, you are uncatchable. You get up to like 650, 700 movement speed because of your passive. It's absolutely absurd. Then it just runs you down. Doesn't even need Hasten Katana at that point when he's got like 650 movement speed. He'll still just kill you. This is going to be the biggest move I think I've ever done, by the way, on a tier list update. I know at one point we had Terra moving down 3 tiers, I think it was, or 4. You know who it is already. You can see, we've been doing A, you know who it is. It's the big boy Erlang Shen. Now, before we move him, I'm going to give you a quick chance to guess where he's going to be moving to. We're going to go through the reasons first before we move him. He can be played in both jungle and in solo. Berserker Shield procs either 1.15 times movement or twice, depending on the heal. I haven't really fully tested out that side of it yet, but it's more effective on him nonetheless. if you go into the jungle with him, you can build massive attack speed and just basically sustain forever. You don't really need to build defense because your basic attacks are just healing you for that much. You have great control with your auto attack cancel because of your turtle shell, and your great crowd control because of your pin, as well as your 9 turns blessing giving you damage mitigation and a big boosted heal, which allow you to stay in the fight even longer to proc even more times with your spot weakness and your berserker shield. And if you really wanted to, you can play him with support, but I really wouldn't advise for it. You really need some guardian in the support role. So, with all that, Erlang Shen, not to A+, not to S-, not even to S, it's all the way to S+. I think Erlang Shen is one of the best gods in the game right now, with Berserker Shield. That one item has given him so much viability, it's absolutely absurd. When Toth was abusing every single mage item change, you're thinking of Mage's Blessing at the beginning of Season 5, you're thinking of Soul Reaver when it got changed. Erlang Shen does that with basic attack-based items, because of his passive. He will just abuse the fuck out of every single one of those items, and he has great crowd control and great survivability with it. His clear's not bad either, because of a nice big AoE basic that he gets towards the end of his attack chain. He just gets spot weakness to level 1 and destroy. Increase in basic attack speed because of the mink, or you get a nice big boosted shield because of the turtle. Erlang Shen is absolutely insane, absolutely broken right now. And in week 3 onwards, you'll be seeing a lot of Erlang Shen. The final change to the tier list today is going to be Arpwash. Just going to be moving up to A right now. Showed his viability in week 1 and week 2 of the SPL. Played multiple times, even against us, and we lost to it twice. Don't think it was the Arpwash's doing in the second game, but in the third game, it kind of was the Arpwash that just ran over us. Not going to move up any higher simply because he recently got nerfed, and I think I just want to see where the nerf balances him out to. I want to see where the nerf puts him before we move him higher, keep him there, or even move him back down even further. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in on the YouTubes. That's going to be your tier list update for the 5.16 patch, and I will see you in the next update. Hopefully this time I'll be able to do it on a Thursday. If not, again, I will mention it on Twitter. Peace.